How do we know that our students are socially, economically disadvantaged? Well, sometimes it's not just students. Many of us grew up socially, economically disadvantaged, but we don't understand the definition because a lot of us want to say socioeconomically disadvantaged mean you're poor. No, it's bigger than being poor. Here's some questions that you ask yourself when it comes to being socioeconomically disadvantaged. If both of your parents were not married or they're divorced, you're socioeconomically disadvantaged. If you never took a family vacation as a child, you're socially economically disadvantaged. If you ever had to help your parents pay a bill as a child, that's socially economically disadvantaged. If you didn't have access to a tutor growing up, that's socially economically disadvantaged. If your parents never finished high school, or your parents didn't have resources, or you've been evicted, or it's all about resources and not just being poor. It's about, not having those resources, because some people go home every day and a utility's been turned off, or they may not have food. That's socioeconomically disadvantaged because when they come to school, they're hungry, or they come to school, they're embarrassed because their clothes haven't been washed. So we have to be careful about the labels that we put on our kids and make sure that we understand what socioeconomically disadvantaged means. And just because a kid is socioeconomically disadvantaged doesn't mean that they can't be successful. Nobody chose their parents. So we have to make the playing field even. How do we make the playing field even? By not being so judgmental of our kids, whether they're socioeconomically disadvantaged or not. We need to treat all of our kids equal.